We're not talking about the history of the real 1881 shootout, we'll mention that for context, but today we are unearthing 20 hidden and surprising facts about the movie itself, production secrets, influences, and so much more. So grab your hat, cock your imaginary six-shooter, and let's ride. Fact number 1. It was a massive color western when most were still black and white. When Gunfight at the OK Corral was released in 1957, many westerns were still being filmed in black and white, but this one was shot in Technicolor and VistaVision to give it that big, bold Hollywood look. That choice wasn't just aesthetic, it was also a marketing move to make it feel like a major event picture and to justify top-tier stars and production values. Fact number 2. Burt Lancaster had a casting condition. Legend has it that Burt Lancaster agreed to star as Wyatt Earp only after being promised he could also star in another big Western production, The Rainmaker, which was being produced by the same guy, Hal B. Wallace. This kind of negotiation reveals how big a star Lancaster was at that time and how he knew how to leverage his Hollywood clout. Fact number 3. This film helped cement the myth of the shootout. Before this movie, the story of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday wasn't widely known outside of Old West history buffs. But after Gunfight at the OK Corral hit theaters and was seen by a generation of moviegoers, it helped popularize that shootout so much that the real event became folklore and a staple of American Western culture. Fact number 4. The real gunfight was nothing like the one in the movie. Here's a juicy one. The famous iconic shootout portrayed in the movie lasts minutes of cinematic spectacle, but in real life, the gunfight in Tombstone in October 1881 lasted about 30 seconds. That means Hollywood turned half a minute into a full-blown epic showdown, all for drama and spectacle. Fact number 5. Kirk Douglas planned his coughs in advance. Playing the consumptive Doc Holliday meant portraying someone sick with tuberculosis, and Kirk Douglas actually planned how many coughs he'd have in each scene so that the editing wouldn't mess up continuity. That's dedication to tiny touches that most viewers never even notice. Fact number 6. Burt and Kirk didn't really like each other at first, then became close. Before filming, Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas were friendly acquaintances from earlier work together on I Walk Alone, 1947. But according to Douglas's autobiography The Ragman's Son, they didn't become true friends until working on this movie. Their off-camera banter and laughs reportedly interfered with some takes because they kept cracking up during dramatic scenes. Fact number 7. A young Dennis Hopper plays Billy Clanton. Most people know Dennis Hopper for his later rebellious roles in movies like Easy Rider. But in this Western, he plays Billy Clanton, the young cowboy killed in the big gunfight. But here's the twist: Hopper was actually born in Dodge City, Kansas, a real Old West town where Wyatt Earp once served as sheriff. So in a strange way, he was acting in a Western about the Old West and wearing a bit of history in his DNA. Fact number 8. The theme song was sung by Frankie Laine. You might not realize it from just watching the movie, but the iconic opening theme titled Gunfight at the OK Corral was actually sung by Frankie Laine, who was a real star of Western theme songs. That track helped set the tone for the film and later influenced other Western music styles in cinema. Fact number 9. The film was a box office hit. Despite being one of the earlier big-budget Westerns shot in color, Gunfight at the OK Corral turned out to be a financial success, grossing over $10 million on a $2 million budget, which was huge at the time. For late 1950s cinema, that kind of return really showed Hollywood that Westerns starring major stars still drew audiences. Fact number 10. It wasn't the first Hollywood version of the story. Believe it or not, this wasn't the first movie about the OK Corral gunfight. There was a 1939 film, Frontier Marshal, and even a 1942 film, Tombstone, The Town Too Tough to Die. But what made the 1957 film stand out was its star power and slick production, which took it from just another Western to a major Hollywood event. Fact number 11. The real Johnny Ringo weren't there. In a famous historical twist, the character Johnny Ringo appears in the movie, but according to historians, the real Johnny Ringo was not actually present at the real gunfight and later committed suicide. It's just one of those Hollywood liberties that made the story feel more dramatic. Fact number 12. Hollywood filmed in Arizona and California. The production didn't take place only in one spot. Many of the Tombstone street scenes were shot at the old Tucson studios in Arizona, close to the real Tombstone, while other scenes were filmed on Paramount Ranch in California, which was a common Western set at the time. Fact number 13. Despite the title, the real gunfight didn't happen at the Corral. This might be the most famous historical piece of trivia. The real gunfight at the OK Corral didn't even take place at a corral. It happened in a vacant lot on Fremont Street, but Hollywood knew gunfight at the OK Corral sounded way cooler than gunfight in an empty lot behind a photography studio. Fact number 14. The screenplay came from a magazine article. The story wasn't just invented. The screenplay, written by Leon Uris, was actually based on a 1954 article in Holiday magazine called The Killer by George Scullin. That shows how Hollywood often mines magazine stories and nonfiction for dramatic storytelling. Fact number 15. It inspired Mel Brooks' Blazing Saddles. You wouldn't expect a classic Western to influence a comedy, but it did. The silliness of the theme song and its dramatic momentum was one reason Mel Brooks picked Frankie Lane to sing for the theme of Blazing Saddles in 1974. So in a weird way, this serious Western left a comedic legacy too. Fact number 16. The movie earned 2 Academy Award nominations. This classic Western won respect from Hollywood peers too. It didn't just make money, it earned nominations for Best Film Editing and Best Sound, which might seem like technical things, but those are huge honors in filmmaking, especially for action-heavy films like this one. Fact number 17. Lancasters and Douglas made 7 movies together. Did you know this film wasn't just a one-off relationship between Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas? It was actually the second out of 7 films that these two Hollywood heavyweights made together, a pairing that defined masculine on-screen energy in the 1950s and 60s. Fact number 18. Costume design had a Hollywood twist. Although this film was set in 1881, the costumes, especially for the female characters like Rhonda Fleming's Laura Denbo, reflected a mix of period silhouette and 1950s style sensibilities. Designers intentionally blended looks to make them more appealing to contemporary audiences, even if they weren't fully accurate historically. Fact number 19. The cinematography was designed for impact. The film was shot in VistaVision, a widescreen process that made everything look more vivid and dramatic, especially the dusty Western landscapes and the crowd scenes leading up to the big showdown. VistaVision gave the movie a bigger-than-life feel that helped pull audiences in and made the action scenes more exciting. Fact number 20. Director John Sturges didn't think this was his finest work. Here's a little insider irony. John Sturges, a director who would later be celebrated for Western classics like The Magnificent Seven, didn't consider this gunfight at the OK Corral his best work. Roughly a decade later, he revisited the story again in a more historically grounded film called Hour of the Gun, showing just how much Hollywood storytelling and historical accuracy can evolve. So there you have it, 20 hidden facts about gunfight at the OK Corral that you probably never knew before. From casting conditions and theme songs to real-world history mixing with Hollywood myth-making, this film is way deeper and stranger than most people realize. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into movie classics. Until next time, keep your hat low and your six-shooter imaginary.